Aren't you excited?
Am I?
You should be! Well...
because you have a hard-on for Capcom?
No. Well, let's see what happens with Capcom in the future. But speaking of Capcom, we're here with Dragon's Dogma! The anime adaptation! I should have titled it the animation. Oh, people are gonna get the wrong idea, thinking we're Dubster diving the game, which that'd be silly.
Are you Dark Arisen?
Well, for the uninitiated, Dragon's Dogma is a game from Capcom, headed up by Itsuno. You know, the guy who did Rival Schools. I guess he did Devil May Cry's 2 through 5, but I don't know.
No one's ever heard of Rival Schools. Let it die.
Never. Dragon's Dogma was, well, according to some people, quoting, saying, Capcom's answer to Skyrim if Skyrim were done better.
Yeah, sure, that sounds right. Definitely has less bugs than Skyrim.
Well, any game has less bugs than a Bethesda game. Dragon's Dogma came out on PS3 and 360 in May of 2012, with a follow-up update called Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, coming out the next year, because it's Capcom and they love re-releases. And hey, Dragon's Dogma recently got a re-release on PS4, Steam, Bone, and they're all on sale at the time of this right now. In fact, I think you could pick them up for under $10 on everything.
Yeah, what are you doing watching this video? Go buy them. That way we'll get Dragon's Dogma too. Unfortunately, Dragon's Dogma Online was never released over here. It's sad.
Well, as it goes with any game that has even a remote following, it of course would get an anime adaptation from Netflix. Is Netflix still burning in the PR department? Still burning in the PR department. Well, it means many people probably aren't going to watch this. Oh well. But is that for the best, or is Dragon's Dogma worth actually checking out? Well, the studio behind its Sublimation, a studio known for CG... Oh boy. God, what are we doing with this CG splooge fest?
I mean, we're certainly not doing Berserk.
Oh god.
Oh wait, that's not in the PS4 and Xbox re-releases.
Oh yeah, Dragon's Dogma did have a Berserk crossover armor thing, didn't it, in the last gen version?
Supposed to mean people kept trying to throw someone off the cliff. Anyways.
Leave Griffith alone! What did he ever do to you? Okay, he deserved it. But either way, the anime would air on Netflix September 2020, aka literally just 2 days ago at this point. And it only had 7 episodes. Oh my god, why? Yeah, I think you all can see the problem here. Trying to tell a sprawling story across a massive RPG in just 7 episodes sounds like a stupid idea, doesn't it?
It could have been way worse.
It could have also been way better, though.
Yeah.
So Dragon's Dogma follows Ethan, and to sum it up quickly, he gets his wife, an unborn child, and whole village killed by a dragon.
Well, he gets them killed as...
Well, you know what I mean. A dragon kills them. He wants vengeance on the dragon. He becomes a super being known as an Arisen that's destined to fight dragons.
Yeah, he becomes a dragon heart, indeed. And wait.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. So he sets off in an adventure with, Hannah, someone known as a pawn, who are known to help the Arisen, on a journey to find the dragon and slay it. For vengeance. Like Batman. And that's basically it. The show's very episodic for the most part, with the exception of, I'd say, episodes 1 and 2 and 7.
Yeah.
Alright, before we get to everything else in the plot breakdown, because I'm sure you've got a lot to say since you've played the hell out of the game. How's the animation?
Oh, the action animation can be good when they're not cooking you.
But was it as cut as DMC?
Oh, no. There are at least some alright action shots when they happened. They didn't happen enough, is the problem.
No, I think it goes into the whole thing. This anime should have been longer.
I still don't know how I feel about the CG. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just, well, weird looking. At least to me. Like I've seen those shots in Berserk. It's not that level of CG, guys.
But is it Levius levels of CG?
What?
What?
Ow.
Didn't Polygon do Levius? And they love CG. They love it.
Yeah, Polygon indeed.
Polygon player. Well,
I mean, this is technically their, what, like, third anime thing they've done themselves and didn't produce.
yeah, they did the CG and 3D modeling for stuff like Psycho-Pass. I think they even helped out the Castlevania anime at certain points. But, hey, what about the monsters? Did they at least get their appearance right? You know, Cyclops, Hydra, and all of them.
Yeah, I mean, hard not to get a four-headed snake correctly.
I'm sure
even if they did just change its locale to a cave.
Well, what about the dragon itself? Is that actually a dragon from the game?
That is the dragon from the game.
Yeah, in the game, from what I looked up, you said he's called Grigori too, right? That's what Wikia states. Yeah,
it's a whole thing.
Yeah, in the anime, it's just called Dragon. Making it sound like he's the only dragon in existence.
It's like, no. Grigori was just the current dragon.
Well, I mean, there was also that weird thing where the main went Devil Trigger in certain episodes. I would bring that up because, I mean, did they at least animate that correctly? And you were even saying that was anime only too, didn't you?
Yeah, there is no dragon trigger in Dragon's Dogma. Unless I've been using the wrong class the whole time.
Maybe you have. Maybe you were using the Pussified class, and that's your own fault.
But I've tried out at least all of them.
Try harder! Well, we got the soundtrack, and from what little I have heard of it, from the couple of streams of yours I've been on with Dragon's Dogma, it at least sounds good enough.
It sounds close enough to...
Yeah, it sounds like OST that you might be able to hear from the game.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's time to get to the dub portion of this. Which this one was ADR directed by Alex Von David, just like Erased. And not Anohana or Uniline April. Fuck you, Wikipedia. Wikia lied to me. I know those two were ADR directed by Patrick Seitz now, but it's okay. I rectified that, sort of. It should be noted that everyone in this dub does talk with an accent, since doesn't this game take place in Europe?
Or back in those blah 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 medieval-esque times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, first on our mains, which we don't have very many, since the show's very episodic, we have Ethan. Well, I kept thinking of Ethan from Heavy Rain. You're welcome, Di.
Jason.
Jason? But he's voiced by Greg Chun, who's literally everywhere.
Yeah.
You even brought him up in Saint Seiya: The Last Canvas. No, seriously, this guy's literally everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure like the one person who hasn't seen Demon Slayer has no idea who Greg is.
Come on, man. Speaking of VAs that are literally everywhere, we have Hannah the Pawn, voiced by Erica Mendez.
Who's been in stuff and things.
And honestly, since these two are the core mains, they basically have to carry the entire show, and I think they do a good job of it. Since pawns are emotionless, Erica Mendez had to give a sort of
she had to be
performance.
monotone-esque and with that accent.
And Ethan, or Greg Chun voicing him, had to pull off the whole, I am angry. 'Cause revenge. So if, I guess you wanted to hear Greg Chun play a similar role to the cool version of Kratos. You get something close to that. What? All I'm saying is new Kratos is kind of lame. That's so mean.
He's the dad of boy.
Exactly. He's lame. And no, I'm not saying because he's a dad he's lame. I'm saying because he's just... No. Fuck new Kratos.
He's not my Kratos.
He's not my Kratos and he's not my dad. But yeah, for them having to carry the whole show, I think they do a decent job. After them, I guess we have, Dragon, the main villain, or Grigori, as the game would call him. Hey, it's David Lodge again!
We don't even know if it is supposed to be Grigori, that's the thing.
Well, you said it looks like him, didn't you?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure all the
dragons look the same.
He looks like a fucking he looks like a dragon. What do you want me to say? Yeah.
Oh, I thought they would have gone out of the way to make the dragons look different. See, now you're sounding like a racist towards dragons.
I mean, there are obviously various types of minor dragons.
Well,
you fight throughout the game, but they're not the dragon.
Well, David Lodge is the dragon, so he's back to being in some anime again after P5 and now this. And, I mean, at least the filter isn't ear-piercing like the ones from Persona 5 that they gave the dragon.
That's so mean.
Oh my god, the Persona 5 anime filters were just atrocious. These ones at least work. And when Ethan's in his dragon trigger form, at least, you know, the filter again...
Dragon science.
Even the filter on that sounded like Devil Trigger.
Yeah. Dragon Force indeed.
Exactly. Well, David Lodge did a good job, I guess, sounding like the dragon and then talking in Shakespearean, thou art blah blah blah, because again... You guys know he also voiced Igor in P5? It's subtle.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, though, we have one the anime was trying to advertise as a main character when they revealed the cast list. Olivia, or Ethan's deceased wife, voiced by Christina V, who's also everywhere.
Like if you're watching this and have no idea who any, well, specifically these last two are, then what anime have you even watched?
Well, I mean, David Lodge hasn't been in much.
I mean, we just heard our new race.
We did. But yeah, I think it's kind of funny that they were advertising her like she's gonna be the. It made it seem like she was gonna play a more major role than she did when they were advertising the anime. But she's literally only in the first episode, and then like a flashback. Yeah, and like a flashback a couple of episodes later, and that's literally it.
Yes, I said backflash. It's an in-joke. You'd have to be there to understand it.
Yeah, it should also be pointed out, Christina V, for whatever reason, we don't know if this was by choice or just for some reason, is the only one not doing an accent from that time period.
But we hear her as an ad voice doing that accent, so I think it was a character choice.
Why are there ad voice double castings in a show that's only 7 episodes? Damn it, Bang Zoom. Or whatever studio dubbed this.
Still 100 times less than another show. I'm Persona.
Well, after her, we have Simon, who's one of the guards that Ethan interacts with on an adventure or whatever every now and again. Is he a guard or a knight? Knight, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Well,
Pretty
hey!
much.
It's KG Tang again! Someone we've brought up numerous times here before. I mean, Danganronpa, that other stuff. No, but he does a decent job as this guard too.
That game that needs a sequel. Fuck Idea Factory.
Sorry, man. Fairy Fencer's never getting a sequel. Simon was probably a character that should have been here more, man. He had some of the best lines. Best to be described as comic relief.
I mean, they could have worked him in as a character because you have a party of 4 people, including yourself, in the game.
That's what I thought they were going to do with him, his best friend, and, you know, Hannah, the other
And you
pawn.
occasionally have some side characters follow you on during certain quests, who can occasionally mate either baby pawns, because world building.
Well, you can tell he had a lot of fun voicing Simon with his line delivery and the accent he got to do. And I guess the last recurring character that's worth mentioning is his best friend Balthazar, voiced by Xander Mobus.
It always comes back to Persona.
Yep.
Plan Xander.
Plan Xander indeed. And he's basically the straight man. But, yeah, again, another character that's only in a couple of episodes, and you figured it felt like they wanted to do a lot more of these characters, but they just didn't. More on that in a bit. We're almost done with the whole dub casting. Rounding out, we have one-off characters voiced by Ray Chase, Ryan Bartley, Keith Silverstein. But the thing is, because this show's very episodic, none of them are recurring. They're all one-offs, so it's not much point bringing them up.
And various other people, too.
I mean, the cast list also lists Jeannie Torado as Louise, the famous way of saying Louis. But, again, she's literally only in the first episode. That's it. They could have literally used her as ad voices after that, and I don't think anyone would have noticed.
Well, that, and she was voiced in the character that showed to us, so no one probably would have batted an eye at that.
Well, we'll say the show has very little double casting. It has some. Again, David Lodge does voice a few one-off characters as well as the dragon. You get a couple of Ray Chases here or there. And even
they don't stand out enough to warrant bitching about for the most part. Because we've seen The Void, we've seen P5, or heard, I guess.
Well, it should also be mentioned that apparently this show was dubbed like they normally handle a cartoon voicing, where they're all in the same room together, voicing it together, which might explain why there's, what, like 12 people on the cast list, and that's about it. And hey! What's up?
There's people on the cast list that just voice like one ad voice and then fuck off.
I know, it's so sad. Jameson Price was here too, man, and he didn't get to do much.
He got to play Mustache Man.
Dude, okay, I gotta mention this. Yes, this anime does have audio description in English for once, which I was happy about. But I thought it was hilarious that it kept referring to his character as Mustache Man, and one of the other guards with him as just Fat Man. Like, it would alternate a couple of times calling him Fat Man and Heavy Set Man. It was really funny.
Unless there was another fat man too.
It's possible. I also find it a little funny that it says on the anime English original under the language options, making it sound like, oh, this is originally produced by, you know, from English perspective. But then in the credits, it's nothing but Japanese names of people that directed it and animated and everything.
I think what it means is it was, especially for the lip flops, was mainly produced around the dub.
I guess that makes sense since it's the time period it takes place in, and if it does take place in old Europe...
That is a Capcom thing.
Yeah. But yeah, the dub for this is, I'd say, pretty good. It's worth watching in dub. Unlike
What you expect to get some people from the game in there? What, you think they're gonna get fucking Troy Baker or Laura Bailey in here? What, are you high?
Yeah, this isn't Fruits Basket.
And I say that, they're only just voices for your CACs.
Well, time to talk about the spoiler stuff, I guess. Which, not much to really spoil. It's a 7-episode anime, and again, it's a quest for revenge, and this anime does not break the norm that much from that, with how that story's told. I mean, each episode's named after a deadly sin. It's pretty transparent with its themes.
It's as subtle as a slap to the face.
But for that, I guess we could sum it up and say it's a decent game adaptation. Not great, but better than a lot of other shitty ones we've gotten.
And it covers the plot of the game, albeit way more dumbed down.
What really hurts this anime the most, though, is easily its length. Because in episode 7, this isn't even a spoiler, that when he first meets the dragon, again, the dragon's like, "You've encountered much on your long and arduous journey. How long has it been?" It's like, dude, it's only been a handful of episodes.
No.
It hasn't been that long.
In world time, it's been, I don't know.
Who the fuck knows? Like, we didn't even get an estimate on passage of time. Like, this should have been probably 13 episodes at least, instead of 7.
Yeah, but that would require more recurring characters. And they died, you know.
Damn it, anime. Alright, so yeah, show's getting a C+ from me. What about you, though?
Oh, sounds about right. I mean, they didn't even have the Everfall.
There were a lot of people mad about that location not being in the anime. I mean,
because it's kind of a big deal in the game. Well, that's besides the point.
Yeah, I've never played the game, but I still thought the anime was okay. So it's one of those, you might want to check it out. It is only 7 episodes. You'll be done with it in like 2 hours. Alright, let's go to spoilers. So, about your dragon trigger, friend.
Okay.
Is that how it works with the Arisen in the game? You kill a dragon, and then you become a dragon. By eating their heart.
No, or kind of something like that. I'm pretty sure it's not by eating the heart, but it's by. Okay, it's by failing quest.
Well, that's what the dragon was saying. Like, you failed as an Arisen because you killed me in the name of vengeance instead of in the name of destiny or something. Is okay.
Like, they didn't even explain that the Arisen pretty much has eternal life at this point.
I was gonna ask, can they even die? Because they explained the pawns
Yeah.
can't be killed by normal means or whatever.
Yeah.
They were saying that.
It's a bit iffy there. They can die to certain things. So pretty much they're more durable than the average man.
Game over. Orisons can't swim.
I have no idea why they just don't let you fucking swim in the game. it literally just sucks you into a portal and teleports you somewhere.
Hey, they tried working that into the plot by saying he was lost at sea when he was young, so he's traumatized by water and refuses to go near it.
Really? No,
Like, holy shit. You could just say he never learned how to swim, guys. I mean, it makes it sound stupid, but you don't have to make it sound so fucking edgy. Yeah, and
like they have references to game mechanics in there, like with the pawn, like with the pawn, something coming out of that stone. That stone is where you summon pawns.
yeah, and isn't she the exposition on defeating monsters? You said in the game that's how pawns are too.
Yeah. Well, in the game, pawns also can learn as you go along, tactics and stuff. They're like self-aware.
It seemed like they wanted to do that with her because they're like episode 4 to 5, all of a sudden, because you remember at the end of episode 4, it showed her slightly smile, and then 5, she fully has emotions. It's like, whoa, we went way fast from point A to point B, guys. There should have been a few more episodes there to show her slowly developing. But yeah, it's like they were trying to have that from the game, I guess. Because you even remember Simon and Balthazar, like, oh, you both have changed a lot since the last time we met. It's only been like 2 episodes, though.
No, he's just more angry.
Yeah, he's more angry and she's more outspoken. That's why I was saying.
That's a lot of change.
Yeah, if they had a few, like 3 or 4 more episodes between those two, just exploring her slowly learning more about human, then it probably would have worked better. Speaking of Balthazar and Simon, you know, 2 characters that would have worked as recurring, killed them off.
And then they died.
The way they got killed, like, was a little strange. So was it the Lich's coins that that hypnotized them, or how the fuck did that even work?
It was a curse.
That's what I thought.
And curses are a thing in the game. They could affect your pawns and make them attack you and your party.
See, that would have worked if they had Hannah get cursed and him having to save her type of deal.
I mean, curses aren't far from the norm, so it's fine. I
yeah,
guess.
I still feel like they could have had them get cursed but not die in the end.
Like they include like I was saying earlier, they include random mechanics in there, and you would only understand that if you played the game.
Yeah, because it made it seem like Balthazar wasn't cursed, but just thought it over for a moment. It's like, yeah, I do need the money. My family's poor, or something like that. I was getting mixed messages from that.
Like how when you saw Hannah enhancing his weapon with fire, depending on your class, your pawns, or you could do that to each other.
No.
I'm sure you noticed she switched between a bow to a magic scepter in episode 5.
Are those 2 different pawn classes?
No.
Or what, is that the same class?
I mean, some classes can use both, so...
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
It's just pawns don't get the the super hybrid classes, so... I'm gonna go with a question mark on that.
But hey, what'd you think of that succubus?
Yeah, succubus indeed.
The fuck was that thing? Is that thing actually in the game? You know
I would
that thing
probably
he
be able to say
choked the
yes
hell
or
out.
no, yes or no, but I haven't played the game recently enough to know every little creature detail.
Dude, he choked the fuck out of that thing. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. He was choked it to death after giving it the better voice.
Yeah, we didn't even get to mention. Yeah, good to hear Christina V and Greg Chun dub out a sex scene. It is very interesting to say the least. Then he's like, wait a minute, something's wrong here.
Wait a minute, you're not my wife. My wife's dead. How could I forget that?
The succubus sounded so mad, like, what are you talking about, you idiot? Now, it makes you wonder, was the succubus mad because it got cucked, or just because it wanted its life energy, or his life energy, or yes?
Yes.
Well, I guess the last thing we could quickly run over is the ending. Because otherwise, a lot of the other one-off episodes aren't worth mentioning much about. It's that whole Lich thing was briefly mentioned, which I don't even know if you fight in the right location. I saw some people saying you didn't.
And the Cyclops and the blah blah blah. It's like, hey look, this was a monster in the game. I mean, guys, you went through the trouble of getting the Hydra and shit, but where's the fucking Chimera?
They had the Griffin.
Yeah, I had a Griffin.
That flew away. They didn't even kill him. Remember, he flew off. I was half expecting it to show up later as something pissed off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that might be also a nod to the game. Your first encounter the Griffin, you do beat it and beat it off.
Ooh, you set it around me. That's your own fault.
I said it on purpose.
But, yeah, the ending where he turns into a dragon by getting so angry he rips out its heart and eats it. Like, holy shit.
Who knows? Devil Trigger can be in Dragon's Dogma 2.
Like, that's either the most alpha male shit, ripping out a dragon's still beating heart and eating it in front of it, or he's fucking insane. Take your pick.
Yeah.
But, you know, he becomes a dragon himself, and it's doing the whole thing, cycle of vengeance, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So we're saying the show's kind of cliche with its themes, doesn't do anything new with them.
Yeah, then he's gonna probably burn down some village, and then the next resident's gonna kill him. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Hey, at least he had a cool filter that wasn't ear-piercing when he was a dragon at the end.
Yeah. I mean, he has a name, unlike Dragon.
The dragon that burned down my village, what's its name? They call it the Ethan. Yeah, so it ends with Hannah understanding emotions and swearing that she'll protect humanity from the Ethan. Presumably looking for another Arisen.
Gregory. That sounds so much cooler than Ethan.
Well, it wraps up everything for the most part in the story it was trying to tell, but yet left it a little open-ended for a season 2. So, as of right now, what I've looked up, obviously there's no news on a second season, since it literally just aired. But who knows?
I think it's enough ratings. Plus eBay.
I don't know, man. That Saint Seiya reboot got 2 seasons, even though it didn't fucking deserve it.
Yeah, your favorite Saint Seiya property.
Oh my god,
Knights of the Zodiac, indeed.
Anyways, yeah, so anything else on the Dragon's Dogma before we go?
Buy the game.
Yeah, it's literally $8.99 on Steam, and I think $9.99 on PS4 right now. Probably on sale on Xbox too, who the hell knows? And if you're that mad about the Berserk crossovers, you can probably find some... They're on the last gen version, I don't know. By that version, then. Who the hell knows?
Which could be the Steam version?
Actually, that's true. It might be. Sure, someone put it in on the Steam version. But hey, well, let us know what you thought of Dragon's Dogma. Do you like the anime or not? Do you like the
If you played
game?
the games, how many Griffiths did you throw off a cliff?
Why are you so mean to Griffith just because he's a cunt?
That's not me, that's all the forum post I saw about on last gen.
I mean, he deserves it, but still.
I mean, I saw one post about someone saying, "Oh, I carried him, took him up to the highest peak I could, then I tossed him off." It's like, okay, man, it's a lot of effort just to fuck with an NPC dressed like Griffith.
You need to watch Berserk at some point, then you'll understand. But yeah, as I said, I thought it was okay. But let us know what you all think of it. And hey, if you have any shows you want us to cover at some point, leave them down in the comments. Till next time, guys. Just remember, don't be a Griffith.
But also, go eat a dragon's heart. I hear it's delicious.
Dragon heart! Till next time, guys. Bye! Thanks again for watching.